Welcome back to Into Search. I'm your host, Scott Sanders, and this is your speedy reviews and your detail how-tos. We are here in beautiful Port Aransas. Yes, sir, this is the Port Royal Hotel. You have this little obstacle course, you have the bar over there, there's a waterfall that goes to another pool, that goes to a deeper section, and it goes to another pool that has volleyball. And also, if you can see those big old blue tube slides up there, this place is amazing. Now you can see that it's a little bit under, this is the side that's not, this is where you would stay. There's the construction part, so there's a little bit of work, a little kiddie pool. You can see I got my Yeti's tube with me. The backpack is amazing, it has a side satchel. I'll have that in another review. Plus the aqua lily pad, that thing has taken a beating from 200 to 300 kids. Everybody loves that too, that'll be in another review. But we're not here for that, it's speedy reviews, isn't it? Today's Subnados. Pull this trigger, here we go, with the flow. This thing's amazing. I've given it to nothing less than 100 people, and everybody says it's 10 out of 10 stars, 5 out of 5 jalapenos. It's amazing. They love these things. So do I. I'll show you the pros and cons. I'll show you the good and bad parts, but nonetheless, this thing is worth every bit of money. Now, when I bought it for about 400 bucks, because any holiday, Father's Day, 4th of July, you name it, Black Friday, this thing's gonna be a little on sale, and it's gonna be about 400 bucks each. Normally it's about 500 bucks each, and you're like, that might be expensive, but I've had this for a year and a half. My kids and I go swimming in almost every pool we come across. This thing has been tested by 100 people. I've used it nonstop all day from start to finish. Now let's show you how this thing works. Okay, so here we go. They come with the handlebars. There's a little button on there that if you push that in, you could take this handlebar off. I kind of leave it on. And then you have this little twist off cap. This actually stops the water from getting into here. This is the most important part. It's in the front. These are power cords. They're C ports, so you can just plug into them. They charge. I have a lightning charger, so I use 75 watt or 50 watt or 40 watt. You can use those chargers, and when you plug them in, it takes about an hour and 20 minutes to go. Now, to charge fully. Now, once you charge them, if there's 3 settings, so you would click this trigger once for 1. There's 2 and 3. You click it twice, and it'll beep twice. You click it 3 times and it'll beep 3 times. That's the fast setting. 3's for adults, 2's for most kids, 1, most people don't have much fun with that. But you take this cap off by screwing it counterclockwise. So to the left, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Once you get that off, you can see there's 2 O-rings on there. Now they give you a lubricant that comes with it, and you want to keep lubing that up every now and then, so when it sticks to here, it really creates a good seal. Now I do say that I give you the pros and cons. The bad part is that this is in the front. You can see the scratches on it. I've let 100 people use this, nothing less. I've used it 100 times. The problem with people when they swim, they try to come up for air by putting their hands down and swimming up. Well, with this thing, you just point it up. But since they're used to coming up with their hands, kids would take this thing and they would force it down and hit the ground or the side of the walls trying to come up for air instead of just pointing this thing up and coming up for air. So I recommend if you let kids use it, that's probably one of the problems they're going to have. Explain to them to point it up beforehand. Now this is a little dangerous for kids because kids will try to spin, they'll get dizzy, they could faint in the water, they could pass out. You don't want them to have that problem. The other problem is that hair, if you have long hair for a woman or a male, it can get caught in here. Now I can't blame Subnado because when they built this, this creates a vortex. It actually vacuums in the water. It comes in here and it shoots it out the back port. But hair gets in there. Boys' drawstrings, they cut it on too close to their waist and drawstrings get stuck in there. If you get hair or drawstrings stuck in there, cut the machine off, which is the switch here at the front, and then you can pull it back out. If you leave it on, it kind of stays locked in, but if you cut it off, you can actually pull the hair and stuff back out of it. And right now you can probably see that there's a little bit of hair tangled up in there. And I'll show you in another part of this video where you can pull this off. This separates from this graded part. So back to the front. When it's on, well, another problem I had, the bad side, let's just go and get the bad sides out of the way. You could pull this handle off the front. Now you can see there's also little rubber bands in there. And there's 4 copper wires. There's 4 copper wires right here that basically are just sticking out. Now the problem I had with the first time, you can see that there's 4 copper wires in there that touch it. Well, when I would pull these off and put them back on and pull them off, put them back on, one of these wires broke off, and that kind of messed with it and it stopped it from working properly. So I just came up with the decision to leave this on and seat it every time. And then when you twist it, it goes all the way and you'll feel it stop right in the middle. Now once it's on, you flip this switch on the side and it lights up. That lets you know there's 8 green lights. Each light is about 12%. So when you're looking at it, Each light that disappears, that's how much you can do. Just subtract how many lights are missing, 12% times 12. And normally when it gets to 1, 2, 3 lights, when it gets to this third light and all these are dark, that won't let you go into high mode, so you can't go into 3. So if you click the trigger 3 times, it'll only let you go, it'll beep at you once saying, nah, you can't do it, it's too low on power. So when you get a full charge after about an hour and 20 minutes, if you keep this on setting 1, it'll last about an hour 20 minutes. If you have setting 2, it'll last for about 40 to 45 minutes. And if you keep it on setting 3 on high speed, it's gonna last for about 20 to 30 minutes. So it gives you a rough guess of how long to play. Now that is a long time with it, but when it goes, everybody gets upset and disappointed. Definitely gets you some goggles. You're gonna need some goggles while you're flying around the water. It only gets you up to about jogging speed, maybe power walking speed, but in the water it feels like you're flying. It also comes with straps that you can strap onto this and then put them onto your arm, and then you can Superman all the way through this, or you can put them on your legs and Iron Man through the water. Haven't used those yet, but they have this cord pops off. It attaches to like a telephone cord, an old school one, and that cord will go to a finger ring, and on the finger ring you just pull the trigger, and that's how you fly. But it's amazing nonetheless, so let's get it in the water and try it out. Another problem that I did notice with it is that these handles are rubber. So sometimes you can twist them. So you see how that kind of goes over the trigger? And sometimes when you're in the water, the kids will be getting twisted a little bit because it is hard to hold on to them if you do one at a time. I hold both of them and do one on each hand. But if this gets over the trigger, it just keeps it running. So the kids sometimes let them go and they fly across the whole pool. Or I like to tell them, if you feel like it's running and it keeps running, if the pool is water, just lift it up out of the water and it stops jerking everywhere. But that is another problem. They should probably dip these like in a wax style. But obviously keep it rubber. But yeah, they should dip them and not just have this loose material that can twist over the trigger. All right, so with the Subnado, you can hear it. You click it once, click it twice. You hear that beep, you click it twice again. You'll hear 2 beeps. If you hear 3 beeps, it's high speed. You can also feel it. So if you're in the water and you can't really hear it, I put it up to my ear, but if you can't, you can feel it beep 3 times. This is 3. My wife's about 5'10". She's out of the water about 8 inches, so she's sitting about 6'2", 6'5" off the ground. So you can use that as a reference for how high this goes above her. Now, if you keep the graded part under, that's where the water sucks in, so it's going to go up. So this is something people figure out later. See how high it goes. As long as you keep this bottom part in, you can see it's a lot of water. Now, also, while the water's falling, you put your video like on slow motion, you can get some great pictures. And I'll put them in here on the video so you can see some of the pictures. I ain't gonna say they're the best. They're my family, no judging. But at the same time, this shoots so much water. So if you're handing this and trying to hit somebody, you can literally drown somebody that's sitting outside the water because it's splashing so much. So another problem I always say, see how much it's sucking that much air down, or water down. So when you spray this, you got to do it in a little burst. So when you see kids doing it, you got to be like, hey, let them stop for a second, let them breathe. That's another problem because people come up choking for water because this puts a lot in your face really quick. Now also, it only stays in high speed for about a minute. After a minute, it's going to shift back down into second speed. So while you're cruising along, you got to keep doing the triple tap to get it back into full mode. Another matter is how early you start. All right, now I like to do both of them. Click it 3 times, they both beep 3 times. Now it's really hard, you're gonna need a man to do this because I hold them out like this when I'm traveling, but both of them, both together will just yank most people. So probably put it on 2 for most people. They also have a bar that can connect both of these. They're about 150 bucks on the website of Subnado.com. I'm not affiliated with them, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. There's no money for this promotionally, but I'm just gonna do it just because I think this is awesome. If you buy this, you're not going to care how much they cost. You will be the hit of the water. Everybody comes up to us wanting to borrow these. My kids love them. And also, another great tip is at nighttime, you throw glow sticks in the shallow area and let your kids fly by with these and try to grab the glow sticks. They start holding their breath for up to minutes. And you don't have to train them to do it. My daughter's already going for 1.5 minutes. My son's at like 40 seconds. He doesn't even realize that he's playing a game. He doesn't realize that he's holding his breath and doing training. I think it's great. Let's see if you can follow me down there. I'm going to try to come back so I can see how fast it goes. this is what I mean. You hold it up, it'll hold you above water. Your kids won't have to swim anymore, which some people won't be applauding that. So I'll show you some more with my kids doing it, because most of the time that's somebody playing with it. But my wife looks dry, so let's get her wet.
Don't you dare!
Okay, also, you have a little strap that comes and it can strap to your arm and it mounts to this device. You're like, why would I need one? These actually sink in the water. You see it go straight down, so if you're in a deep enough area or if you're doing it in the ocean, yes, these can go in the ocean. If your kid lets go of it, or that twist gets stuck, it can end up all the way down the ocean. So you want to put that strap on as a safety precaution. Also, I'm finding out that if you put them on top of each other and got big enough hands, you can drive it like this. That's what I was doing, because if you do it like this, the Superman, I flip one upside down and press it while I'm doing that. And that's how I go like this. This is Teddy. She's about 100 pounds. That's level 3. Dragging her straight across the pool. This is Mazzy, 60 pounds, maybe 70. She's 8. Of course, she had to stop to get her face in the camera. Loves being on video. Go. All right, Mazzy's on the right, she's on level 3. Teddy's on the left, she's on level 2. And we like to throw glow sticks out here to where they can zoom along and grab them. It really helps your kid learn to hold their breath for long periods of time, and they don't even realize they're doing it. I mean, you saw them just take off. We're already 20 seconds in. They're trying to grab as many as possible. I do recommend anytime you use Subnados with kids that the parent stays involved with it. No looking away or doing stuff. No spinning. I've seen kids spin so much that they get dizzy and almost faint inside the pool. But also they might hold on to the thing because, like I showed you earlier, the rubber pulls the trigger. And if it pulls the trigger, they might not want to let it go. So parents, if you're going, my daughter is 8, Teddy is 10, my son 6 uses them. But if you use them properly, if they need to come up for air, just point them up. Good job, Teddy, with a quickness. There comes Maz, they got them all. And that's a lot of glow sticks. This has to be 20, 30 glow sticks. They did that in a minute. It's all right, throw it back out there. Let's go. That staircase over there is about 30 feet away. All right, go. I would say I am speed walking. I am a wiggling machine right now. And I'm struggling to keep up. So yeah, I would say it's close to jogging speed. When you're underwater, it really feels different. She is Superman right now. Now go. Yeah, hold it higher. Oh, click it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. You'll feel 3 beats. You feel them? 2 hands. That's my face, all right. I think you're trying to bring it.
Get him, Mimi! She's going for him.
Now get a little closer, about 5 feet
I'm
away.
gonna get you.
I think you might do this. She's like, shut him up. Just shut him up. Just.
Okay.
Now another little trick is that you can suck air down and make bubbles go all over you. Kids think it tickles them. So as long as this part's underwater or a little bit above, go into water. Let's see what it got against the waterfall. Back the other way. Or from the inside. Drain the hole. Okay, so now a little bit of pros and cons. Some of the problems that you will have is that you want to make sure kids don't put their fingers down in here. Make sure it's unplugged when you first start it, and you try to do some maintenance. Now these back sides screw straight off. Now you'll see that it says which way to go for it. It says to go to the right to undo it, which is good, but this is flexible, so you kind of want to grab that real good before you flex it off, and then you spin these off and do some maintenance on them, because the problem is people's hair gets trapped up in there. You can see that I've already pulled it out. Now what you do is there's this little rubber O-ring. You get that off that. It sits right here, and you get it off of there. And when you pull this out, you can see it has little grooves down in there. See that? That slides straight over it, and then when you turn it, it kind of locks it into its place where it's not going to come off. But that's what actually turns this whole entire propeller. So make sure that groove comes off, and then you can see that this one still has some hair in there, and then you can remove it from the propeller blade. You can see that there's still a little bit right here, but I got all this out of that, so it looks like it ate somebody's drawstring on their shorts. For swimming trunks, a lot of times with boys, they'll put it down low, and this will eat up or swallow up the drawstring on their shorts. So anybody that's trying to ride this, I would say let them put the drawstring, tie it in a knot, or tuck it in. And for girls, it's put their hair in a ponytail, because yeah, then you're gonna be swimming along and it's just gonna grab it. When it grabs it, it winds it up quick. But normally you'll take this off, clear this out, and make sure the red part goes forward again. You can put it there, slide it to where it goes over that. Then you put the O-ring back on. Make sure it's seated all the way over that little hump. There's a little speed bump hump on it right there. And then when you put these back on, you twist it this way to come off. So you want to twist it the opposite way to come on. So lefty, normally it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. This time it's lefty tighty. Guess because the propeller spins. The propeller spins clockwise, so they're going to have to reverse thread it so that this doesn't come off at all. But other than that, this thing lasts pretty long.